Hey, what's up guys, it's SirTagCR, and today we're back at it again with this crazy no-skill graveyard bridge spam deck with Battle Healer, Night Witch, and Barb Hut. We have a lot of poison bait with the Barbarian Hut, the Graveyard, the Electro Wizard, and the Night Witch. So if your opponent poisons your Barb Hut or your spam with the Night Witch and Electro Wizard, they will never be able to defend against the Graveyard. It's really funny to watch a lot of people struggle to defend against the influx of Barbarians swarming at them coupled with the Battle Healer. This is without a doubt the easiest Graveyard deck I've ever played in Clash Royale, and it's one of the easiest decks I've played period. So let's go jump straight into some games and assert some dominance and make a whole bunch of people rage quit. And if you're not already supporting me in the shop, my creator code is SirTag. By using creator code SirTag, I get a percentage of all money spent in the shop at no extra cost to you. It allows me to spend more time on my videos, and I really appreciate it.
We're going to go in for Electro Wizard here. We're going to see what's up. We're going to be able to hit both of those wall breakers, shut them down, and make sure he can't get that split lane aggression early on. After we see Skeletons, I think he's probably going to have a Magic Archer deck. Probably going to be Magic Archer Minor Cycle Wall Breakers with Bomb Tower. So usually, if they don't have the Tornado Minor Poison variation, we have a really good matchup. So that's what I'm hoping to see right now. Yeah, he's going to have the Bats Arrows variation most likely after we see just the Bats. I don't think he's going to have the scarier one. We can go for Battle Healer, kill the one Wall Breaker, and let the other one connect probably. Oh no, we dropped it early enough. That's really cool. His Bats are out of cycle, so we can go in for a really juicy Graveyard here, and he's going to have Minor Poison, so this will be a little bit more difficult, but he's not going to have Magic Archer from the looks of things, so that's also really good. We want to go in for an Electro Wizard in the middle, so then we can have it damage down the Hunter without the Hunter getting on top of anything that's really important for us. So the Hunter does not get a hit. He's probably going to drop Bats right on top. I could go for a Barb Barrel just to tank for the Electro Wizard a little bit longer. One of the Bats will survive, so he could go for a Minor here, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Really well played, man. Both those are going to connect to our tower. There's not much we can do about that. That was just very well played on his end. Seizing an opportunity where we didn't have enough elixir for the Barbarian Hut, and also just seizing an opportunity where we didn't have the Electro Wizard. So he got a lot of value there. But the thing is, our deck scales really, really well into double and triple elixir against him. So if he poisons an offense here, he's going to get just overwhelmed by Barbarians and then a Graveyard. So if he poisons against this Barbarian Hut or poisons our Night Witch, then we have a Graveyard coming at him and he won't have poison back in cycle. So that's really, really good for me actually. So I'm hoping that he decides to do that. We'll have to wait and see if he wants to. I can also drop our Electro Wizard here. Just try to bait out the poison from him. That'd be ideal actually. I could go in for a poison of our own on top of the Bats and the Hunter. The Hunter is going to stay inside that poison, and he does poison. Okay, here we go guys. His Bats are out of cycle, so this means it's a really good opportunity for us to go in. He's going to have to cycle back to the Bats, and he's not going to be back to them for a bit. So we're going to be able to get chip damage before they come down. And then we have the Barbarians tanking for the Electro Wizard, so then we force out a log from him too. This is just a really good time, guys. We can cycle more Barb Huts, drop them in the back, force out more poisons, and now he's going to have to cycle 4 more cards to get back to another one. So this is going to be ideal. We can go in for an Electro Wizard right on top of the Minor, make sure that we finish it off. And he's going to cycle back to another poison here, so I can't do anything here, but if he cycles another poison, then we're good. So I'm hoping that he drops another here. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, but we're just going to wait and see. We're going to go in for Barbarian Barrel to finish off that Hunter a little bit quicker. Then we're going to go for our poison on top of the Bats and on top of the Hunters. And we're in a really good spot now because the Barbarians eliminate the Minor. And as I said, the deck matchup scales infinitely well into double and triple elixir. And look who's pulling ahead right now with all the damage. We are. That's exactly what we wanted to see, guys. So even when you're down a little bit early on, and if they outplay you and get a Wall Breakers connection, you can come back and assert dominance. That's exactly what's about to happen here. I can go in for an Electro Wizard. I can go in for a Graveyard. And I can also go in for a Barbarian Barrel just to tank. So we're going to have this Barbarian Barrel tanking. He's going to go in for a Minor. We just need to go in for one Mega Minion right on top of that Minor. He's going to be able to poison us out. Oh no, this is really scary. If we don't get this poison down, we could lose the game. We need to eliminate those Bats and get the Electro Wizard on top of the tower. So as long as he doesn't poison us, we're going to be fine. When you go for an Electro Wizard and get that on top of the tower before he poisons. He is still not able to poison, guys. Our aggression is relentless, and he's still not able to. The Mega Minion's going to be tanking for the Graveyard. The Skeletons are about to hit the tower. He's going in for the poison at the same time. Oh my gosh, guys, we win the game. So yeah, it was a little bit risky. It was a little bit too close because he decided to go in for those Wall Breakers at the best possible timing. Got them both to connect to our tower, but we had matchup advantage later on and it allowed us to catch up and win the game in the end. We're going to sauce out a Barbarian Barrel and we're going to see what's up. This guy's just going to go in for a Battle Healer, so he's going to be running around the same deck as us with a Barbarian Hut and Battle Healer or Elixir Golem. It's going to be one or the other. There's no in between here, man. It's one or the other. So you got Night Witch. It doesn't tell me much because it could be either or still. I'm going to go for my own Night Witch, and I'm going to go in for a Graveyard. If you've got Fireball, this is going to be awesome. Unfortunately, I actually have to defend this. he won't really be able to defend our right-hand side easily. Looks like he might want to fireball that. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to Earthquake, so he's going all in. This is much better for me than I anticipated. I can just go in for an Electro Wizard, have the Barbarian spawn, and just decimate his push, get an Elixir advantage, and take his right-hand tower out at the exact same time. He overcommitted so hard in that push right into the Barb Hut. And as you guys can see, you can't really break through Barb Hut with an Elixir Golem deck. It doesn't work. No matter what you have, even if you have Earthquake to pierce through and kill the building really quickly, it's not going to happen for you, brother. And because he's got Earthquake, he has no way of punishing this graveyard, so this graveyard is going to just take his entire tower. In fact, he's going to try to go all in on the other side here. His Baby Dragon should fall, and that's a 4 Elixir investment. He's definitely going to go for an Elixir Golem right in front of this, so I want to get a Barb Hut down as soon as he drops it. And we should be able to defend with another Electro Wizard. Remember, guys, Electro Wizard is going to be OP at defending against anyone that decides to go in for these very aggressive pushes with the Night Witch bats. So we're going to be able to multi-target the bats, have the Barbarian spawn, drop a Mega Minion as soon as we have 4 Elixir, and then the Barbarians, after the death of the Barb Hut, spawn, so then we're able to defend. And no other situation would I be able to defend if we had just the Barbarians from the Barb Hut and no death damage spawn. So that was really cool, man. We can go in for another Battle Healer in front of our push because he used Fireball. Now he's going to have to deal with an Electro Wizard and a Mega Minion that he didn't want to have to deal with. And I can go in for a Barbarian Barrel to go and kite to the opposite lane, but nope, he's going to be able to go in for even more spam. So the way I want to play this is I want to go in for a Poison, so then we're going to be able to kill the Night Witch within the Poison. So then when it pops, then it will die, and all the bats will die immediately too. So great stuff. We can go for an Electro Wizard after he Fireballs, so then the Baby Dragon doesn't lock onto our tower, and there's no way he can really break through. It's really interesting to see a Fireball Earthquake deck, but we're going to walk with the W if you continue to spam enemies, sir. We can just go for Barb Huts for days, go in for Poisons, and if we get a little bit of chip damage on top of your Night Witch, then we don't even have to go for the Barb Barrel, and that's exactly what happened, guys. Go in for our Electro Wizard to make sure that he can't get damage, and then we can go in for our Mega Minion to make sure that the Baby Dragon doesn't pierce through with the Baby Dragon Belches of Death. So we walk with a W, very clean game on our end, and he's obviously a little bit distraught. He can't get a spell down in time to finish that tower off. Even if he did, then he would lose his tower to the graveyard that was coming down on the left-hand side. We asserted dominance against Jordan with his filthy Elixir Golem spam deck. So we're going to start off this game with a Battle Healer, and we're going to see what's up. This guy's got Rascals. So when we see Rascals, I was thinking that it would be a log bait deck with Mortar, but it's not going to be the case. He's going to have guards, so I have no idea. I really don't. Maybe Balloon or Graveyard? This is interesting to say the least. Valkyrie, Rascals, Guards, Baby Dragon. I really have no idea right now. I'm dumbfounded. I'm at a loss for words. So the way I have to play this is just super safe until I figure, okay. Alright, it's Graveyard. This is actually a really good matchup for us because he's not going to be able to deal with the overwhelming spawn of Barbarians. So we can stack as many Barb Huts as we want. Get him to go in for Poisons, and then ideally make a really big push afterwards. So we'll see. Electro Wizard's going to give us some damage here. He's going to go for arrows. Alright. I could have graveyarded with that, but I just didn't feel comfortable doing it. I want to just play Barb Huts and get value from that. I hope he poisons it. Honestly. I just want to see a poison. So bad. He could have Graveyard Freeze, though, guys. He seems like the weirdo that would run Graveyard Freeze. This deck is super odd. And he's got arrows to compensate for not having any air defense. Oh my gosh, he's got Rocket. Rocket with Graveyard. Have you ever seen that before? We're at 8 wins on a GC and he's running Rocket Graveyard. What's happening here? What is this insanity? He's just going for an Electro Wizard, shut that down, and maybe going for Barb Barrel, depending on what he wants to do. He's got guards back in cycle, right? He's got Tesla, okay. So we can Mega Minion here and Barb Barrel on the Tesla to shut it down. I can Graveyard if I really want to. Because he's got Rocket, he doesn't have a good answer to this, does he? I can Poison. That's fine. It's going to be able to kill the Baby Dragon. And if he goes in for a Graveyard, we can stop it at the river so then he can't cross. And then the bats are going to kill the Valkyrie, so we're fine. That's like a bad at arrows, in my opinion, because you're not going to get any value from the Valkyrie. It just gets stopped at the river, and then you drop 7 Elixir at the river, and we drop 4. So that was a really good graveyard for us and a really good poison. So I'm at a good spot. I'm happy with this. We win this in late game. And we just can't cycle a Battle Healer behind our tower because we get rocketed. We don't want to get rocketed here, brother. All right? We're not about that life. Valkyrie is going to give him a lot of value here. He might rocket out the river. I don't know. He's going to let that cross? Wow. We can poison here. We're going to hit guards and we're going to hit rascals. He's not poisoning on defense because he doesn't have it. So we can reliably get more damage than him for sure. We just need to stop him from crossing the river. And I can never drop barb huts in the back, which really is triggering, to be honest. But we will deal with it. We're going to battle healer so he doesn't cross the river part 2. And then we can go for a Mega Minion to win the battle at the river. And because we have the battle healer, there's no way that he could ever break through that. He's spamming cards at the river, but all his stuff gets healed up. And he's just allowing us to build up an even bigger push. This is hilarious, man. This is crazy how good of a matchup we have. This is so unbelievably toxic. I love this deck. There's no way we lose a bridge battle, so we just accumulate more stuff at the river, and then he has to respond to the graveyard and our spam at the river at the exact same time. It's like a mixture of bridge spam and graveyard, and they can't poison both at the same time. We're going to open up this game with a Barbarian Barrel, and this guy's going to go in for bats in the back. So when we see bats in the back, I'm automatically assuming it's going to be the Wall Breakers deck. So if we play against that, I would love to have my Electro Wizard right now, but we didn't have it. So the Battle Healer will be able to heal up our Mega Minions so the bats do not get on our tower, and then he's going to immediately follow up with the Magic Archer. So I can't let that pierce through and hit my tower for too long. So we had to drop an Electro Wizard to reset that. Really well played in his matchup, but I think that we have a great situation in Double Elixir. So early on, he is able to get a lot of chip damage on us, but later on, we can poison the bats, and we have matchup advantage then. So if we get to Double Elixir, we're safe and sound. We just want to passively cycle as many Barbarian Huts as possible, make sure he can't get any Magic Archer connection on our tower with our Barb Hut, our Electro Wizard to redirect, and our Barbarian Barrel to go and snipe on top of the Magic Archer if it somehow does connect. In any event, he doesn't actually have poison with this deck. 9 out of 10 times when they have bats, they won't. But if they have Tornado and they don't have arrows, then they could actually have the variation that runs the poison. So that one will be a little bit more difficult, especially when they have Tornado that they can align their Magic Archer with your tower reliably then too. But if we just stack Barb Huts, we should not allow any damage at all, and I can play passively. So the Barb Hut's going to be able to pull the Valkyrie. He still can't go for Wall Breakers unless it's on the other side. And if he decides to go same lane as us, it will not be a good time for him. So I hope he does. I just want to see a very passive game where I'm able to go for Battle Healers and Barbarians, kill his Miners, then go in for more Barb Huts, and Graveyard when Double Elixir hits because it's very easy for me to afford any type of poison. If he went in for a Magic Archer into 4 Barbarians, that'd be pretty hysterical. So I am I'm not surprised that he didn't do that. But Magic Archer is going to be counter pushing for him. I could go for a Barb Barrel right on top of it if I really want to. Otherwise, I think it's best for us to just go for an Electro Wizard because he doesn't have a big spell. There's really no way for him to punish that at all. So I can go in for a poison here because it's going to be able to still hit the Magic Archer, and then I can go in for a Barb Barrel to finish it off. As long as he never gets through with bats or Wall Breakers, we will win this in Double Elixir because all we need is one push and we'll win the game. So I need to go for a Mega Minion so that does not lock onto my tower. I need to make sure that the alignment is messed up. And this is what I was talking about. We have a great matchup in double, and because he doesn't have his bats hitting anything that he wants to, we can go for a poison, finish them off, get tower damage, have a tank for the graveyard, and rack up an incredible amount of damage with one graveyard push. So now we're back in business. We almost got our entire damage lead back, which is one graveyard. So that's exactly what we wanted to see. He's going to go for a pretty interesting miner right into our Electro Wizard, and then we get everything healed up. And now I have my graveyard right next to my poison, so when he goes in for bats, we immediately have it back in cycle, so we can kill the bats, get the skeleton surround on top of the tower, have the Electro Wizard and bats from our Night Witch counter push, and we will be able to walk with the W here. The Night Witch is coming dangerously close to his tower as well, so I don't actually need to spend any extra elixir here. I can just go and use my Electro Wizard on top of the miner, make sure that can't connect, and walk away with the W then. So he's going to go for a miner there. It will not get a hit if we drop our Electro Wizard properly. And as you guys saw, still 1,096 HP, so he wasn't able to get on top. We can go for a Battle Healer right on top of the Magic Archers, and then we can go in for a Mega Minion. That Magic Archer is going to lock onto our tower, but it's not too bad. I can go in for a Graveyard here, and I can poison immediately, and we'll walk with the W because we have an Electro Wizard that he has to respond to. Our tower is at 700 HP, so even if we left alone that miner, it would not be able to take it. GG, well played, and peace out, Girl Scout. Pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance. I think we're playing against 2.6 Hog, guys. This is going to be such a good matchup for us. Let's go. Let's get that bread. Unfortunately, we will not have a Barb Hut in answer for this, but we're still going to be fine. We're going to be able to destroy the Musketeer, have a Night Witch down, and he has to Fireball cycle if he wants to get any damage on us. I can go for a poison on top of that Musketeer. It will die inside the poison. It will not walk outside the poison. And then I still think he has to respond to the Night Witch bats if he wants to deny all damage here. So they will connect to the tower, giving him a little bit of damage. little bit of pain from Barry the Bat coming through. The way that you want to play this matchup is just cycle your Barbarian Huts when they cycle the Hog Rider usually. You want to drop it a little bit lower so then the Musketeer can't snipe it. That's what I've learned at least. I don't really like passively cycling Barb Huts too often in this matchup. It's okay, but for the most part, we just want to wait and not give him too much Fireball cycle value. We'll see what he does. So yeah, we can Barb Hut here, pull the Hog Rider, and that's going to be a really nice positive elixir trade because he wouldn't have went in for that Hog Rider otherwise, right? He would never go in for a Hog Rider right into a Barbarian Hut, but he was forced to do it there. So we can start to cycle here. We're going to be able to still go same lane as him, and that's really ideal. You don't want to go opposite lane because you want to be able to destroy the Musketeers and then get counter push. I'm able to Barbarian Barrel right on top of the Muskie, get a nice positive interaction. He could Fireball and log on top of the Night Witch, and I actually expect him to do so, but that's going to be 6 elixir, and then I could start to go in for Graveyards, so we'll see if he wants to do that. I would have Graveyarded on the right-hand side with the 2 Barbarians if he Fireballed and logged on top of our Night Witch there. So we're going to go in for a Graveyard now, and he's going to be forced to go in for a Musketeer if he wants to defend. Otherwise, he's just going to take too much damage. We're able to go in for an Electro Wizard right on top of the Hog Rider. Ever since the cannon got reworked, it's just horrible. And I mean terrible against Graveyard. It can't really win. I don't think that 2.6 has a good matchup against Graveyard. But especially when we have Electro Wizard and all the shenanigans that we do. So, yeah, the Barb Hut, even if you Fireball and get a Hog Rider right on top of it for 8 elixir, it's not going to fall. So we spent 7, he spent 8, and he dropped an Ice Bear too, so I guess 9 elixir. And we're taking both towers at the same time. This is ruthless aggression. I can go in for another Graveyard. The Battle Healer is going to be tanky, so the Musketeer, his highest rated fire damage dealer, is not able to target the Skeletons, so he's probably going to have to log this, but then the Musketeer dies of the poison, and then the Night Witch bats just get on top of the tower. So he's forced to Fireball and log on top of the Night Witch if he wants to kill it early, and if he doesn't, well, you guys already know what happens. That Night Witch gets way too much damage, decimates anything that he drops, and we'll walk away with a clean W by just poisoning him out now. So GG, well played, and peace out, brother. This matchup is miserable for 2.6 Hog Rider. Even if you're a good player, you can't win it no matter who you are. And as you guys can see, we assert dominance.